All right. Go ahead and lean in. Hello. Okay. As the song goes, it's mystic, you can't resist it, you can't hold it, and you gotta know it. Of course, what I'm talking about is electric. What the song doesn't tell you about is what happens when electricity turns against us. I'm Andy Burtaine. I'm a master licensed electrician, and I'm going to talk to you today about some of the insidious hazards of electricity gone wrong and some things that we can do to reduce those hazards. So, electricity describes when a force called voltage moves electrons along a path. We see that all matter possesses electrons, so everything around us can conduct electricity. When the innate force which resists that flow is overcome, what you have is electricity, and that generates heat. So that is our first hazard, which is heat creating fires. Even good conductors like copper can heat up when they've been pushed past their limits. So envision an extension cord running under a rug which powers some Christmas lights. If you plug too many lights in, so you know what I'm talking about. If you plug too many lights in, you draw more current than the wires can handle, and that cord can heat up and set the rug on fire just from touching it. So, to avoid the heat hazard of electricity, you've got some strategies that you need to combine. First of all, don't overload your circuits. Plug your Christmas lights into multiple receptacles which are spread out on separate breakers. Make sure your overcurrent protection is working properly. What overcurrent protection does is it detects when too much current flows on wires and it breaks the circuit before they can get too hot. Overcurrent protection, like breakers and fuses, have ratings which need to match the wires and equipment that they are protecting. And lastly, you got to use that equipment properly. Don't run electrical cords and extension cords under rugs. Even if you get the other steps right, there's still more hazards involved, which brings me to my next point. The second fire hazard created by electricity is arcing. Arcing is when electricity is conducted through the air. Some people think this is a spark. They're actually different things. An arc can reach 35,000 degrees Fahrenheit. You heard me right. That is about 4 times hotter than the surface of the sun. An arc occurs when an exposed, energized conductor gets close enough to an exposed, grounded conductor. So let's go back to that extension cord. This time what happened is you stepped on it too many times and the insulation came off the hot and the neutral. They don't quite touch, but they get close enough that an arc jumps between them and sets that rug on fire. So to deal with this hazard, what you need is arc fault circuit interrupter protection. What this does is it detects arcing. It does a much better job of this than regular breakers do. It can be installed in your panel just like a breaker. So, and again, don't run cords under the rug. So finally, let's talk about how electricity can injure people. The previously mentioned hazards can affect people just like they affect buildings. If electricity conducts through a person, your body has resistance. Just like anything else, it builds up heat. You can experience catastrophic burns. Arcing can damage your vision, and it can also, again, obviously, being 35,000 degrees, create extreme burns. There's another hazard which is a little less well known. If electricity conducts directly through your heart, now it only takes 7 milliamps to do this, you can experience an irregular heartbeat, or your heart can even stop from the impulses of your body being interrupted. Previously mentioned strategies like overcurrent protection and arc fault protection, they're not there to protect you. they won't reliably stop the flow of current when a person is being zapped. There is a technology which exists to protect people. That's called ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs. It detects when current leaving the point of origin is not returning because it's zapping you, and it interrupts the circuit in a fraction of a second compared to other forms of protection which leave plenty of time for you to be hurt or killed. So now you know why the receptacles in your kitchen and bathroom have those buttons. Those are GFCIs. One of those buttons is for testing, and I recommend that you use it regularly. So, those are the main categories of electrical hazards. You can consult an electrician or a fire safety expert if you have any questions about how to stay safe. So remember, fire hazards created by heat and arc faults. It's two things. And you've got the heart-stopping potential as well. Remember your overcurrent protection, your arc fault, and GFCI protection. And if you keep all of these things in mind, you can know that electricity is here, there, everywhere, and you won't have to feel it. Thank you.